What's going on, everybody? We're SMS
Sanctuary.
Hi, I'm Scott Memphis. I play lead guitar and I sing in SMS and I write everything. Whatever.
Yo, what's up? I'm Jared Ziegler. Played drums in the band. Scott and I have known each other for a few years. We were little dudes back in when we were young, and actually we're brothers now. We actually had a good heart to heart in a bathtub filled with each other's blood, and we became brothers after that, and we decided to make this band a vow of our brotherhood and for anyone else who mourns the brokenhearted and those likewise.
We're brothers.
Hey, my name's Jesse Murder. I'm not a murderer. I'm a bass player of a band called Sunday Morning Sanctuary, and it's great.
Hi, my name's Francis Willow. I play keys for SMS. I was born in a shallow grave. It was at past 3 a.m. and it was the witching hour. And my father Atticus and my mother Elizabeth Willow are my parents, and they support me with this, and it's a good time. I like it. It's really fun, but it's hard.
What's up, Scott here. We're gonna be talking a little bit about the songs that we're gonna be playing during our tour. We're going on a big tour here in about 3 days, and we're just super excited. We're super blessed.
We're stoked.
I'm excited.
We're blessed.
Baby, you should lose some weight. Maybe you should lose some weight.
Our new album that's coming out is entitled "Do You Remember the Day That We Left Earth?" Yeah, it
means a lot to us all.
it's something special. Truly. We wrote a lot of songs for this album. We ended up releasing only 5 of them after recording 20 songs, 25.
I just think some of them were people just weren't ready to hear that kind of stuff yet, and so we wanted to release the first part of Do You Remember the Day We Left Earth with the first 5 songs, and then the rest of the 17 songs we had written will go on part 2.
Yeah, actually 2 of the 5 songs are already songs that you already know, so technically we only released 3 new songs.
They're from
the
our
album.
EP.
Whatever.
But we put them on our album because we wanted people to remember them.
I mean, those 17 other songs that we wrote deal with some real complex relationships.
A lot of people would be able to
It's
understand
true.
It's deep stuff, and I love Scott. I love your writing.
I
love your writing, Scott. It's really good.
Scott is probably one of the greatest writers of all time.
Stop it.
One of the best
Stop
American
it.
songwriters.
You'll never make me happy, so just stop it.
But the weather's fine and you look great. Why don't you stay here tonight? Stay here one night. Why don't you? Why don't you? So why don't you say thank you for me? For me. Why don't you say thank you when you're gone? When you're here, when you're gone. Fire!
Natalie just called? How are you gonna be able to hold up on tour? Are we gonna have to deal with this every day?
Probably. Why don't you grow up, Scott?
Scott, I love you, Scott.
Francis,
I
don't
love
take
you,
his
Scott.
side.
Guys,
Have you been reading your Bible, Scott? You need to find strength in the Lord.
It's fine.
No way we're ever gonna be able to keep straight edge if you keep crying.
Yeah, I heard straight edge kids don't even cry in Canada.
Okay.
Yeah.
What were we talking about?
I was Facebooking about how you were crying.
I'm just so happy. Jared, why don't you tell them about the tour?
I'm waiting. So basically, the first show is at the community pool. It's huge. Our buddy Kid Rock is opening up for us. He has been in contact with us over the past year, and he's been saying how he wants to play a show with us real soon. So I said, hey, like, let's just get him on, and so he'll be there. We're getting paid $50, so we really wanna play well for this one. We got practice coming up, and we've been working real hard for this first show, and then hopefully the tour just follows suit after that perfect, great show.
Do you guys think like Kid Rock will collab with us after?
I've talked. I've talked to Kid, and he definitely really likes it. He really is.
I mean, his raps could be really
very
good.
Kid's got talent. Kid's got
But
talent.
he's really like not straight edge.
He isn't? I
No,
thought he was straight edge.
he's not, and it really sucks.
That's pretty much the tour. We're
Playing
gonna,
some skate parks too.
and we're also gonna do. We're doing a chain of skate parks.
Sponsored by bands. Actually sponsored by Hulk. I'm wearing my Hulk shoes
Talking
and a
bands.
Hulk
Talk
shirt
bands.
right now. I've got it at Kohl's. Great store.
Cool. Being a musician is hard. It's harder than it looks anyway. Being in high school sucks. High school's hard too. The one thing I've learned from being in this band is life is hard. It's a lot harder than it looks.
Yo, so I started playing drums. Scott and I knew each other, of course, and I decided, that what is the best way to really express the beating of your heart and the beating of just the beat. And so you look for that, and I find things like boxes and pans, and so then I got a drum kit. My mom and dad bought me a drum kit when I was 12 and a half, and ever since then, Scott and I have been just jamming and playing, and we do anything, anywhere. We play anytime people want us to, so even when they don't want us to, it doesn't matter because they need to hear it. So, just give them some taste, and you gotta remember to stay real to who you are. Don't sell out, bro.
Scott and I, we met in middle school. I wrote a note to a girl named Steph, and She was supposed to give it to her friend Becca, but Tommy Tell took it. Duh, Tommy takes everything. Well, Tommy took it and read it to Finky, and Finky and Scott are best friends. Everybody knows that. And long story short, Scott called the number at the bottom, and it was mine, duh. At the time, I was taking lessons of bass lessons from my Uncle Nestor. Man. So really, long story, the fate of this band was settled in a breakup letter. P.S. I Miss You was written about that letter.
Guys, let's take a break. Let's take a break and get some lunch.